So, hello YouTube. Bit of a strange one, this one, because I have to kind of say something, even though I think sometimes it's a bit stupid. But I have to because I am. Okay. So not everyone knows that most people know I identify as a lesbian because it's easier. But when I was 18, I went to my local doctors and told them I didn't like being a girl. I got sent to our local psychiatrist centre, if you like, at the hospital, and saw a shrink there who analysed me and spoke to me for about an hour and a half, and then referred me to Charing Cross Hospital. I think, is it Charing Cross? I believe it's Charing Cross. Charing Cross, yeah, it is Charing Cross. Charing Cross Hospital. They had an outpatients ward on the top floor. And back when I was 18, we're talking 32 years ago, being transsexual was unheard of. Okay? Well, I say it's unheard of. It weren't, I used to go to a lot of transvestite and transsexual meetings, and I know a lot of men who've had sex changes or wear different clothes at night, and all these different gender identifications were coming out then. And I also knew that we weren't accepted because being gay wasn't really that accepted back then. So I got referred to the hospital. I went to the hospital for a further 2 years. I had extensive tests, saw loads of different psychiatrists. I got diagnosed as primary transsexual and got the go-ahead for testosterone injected into me weekly by my GP. That was at 21. I then told my parents, because there'd been a bit of fucking struggle there coming out. I don't think they were really that accepting to start with. I don't care now, obviously, really don't care. But I think the idea of me having a sex change probably scared them. My doctor, my local doctor, who is also my family doctor, refused to give me the hormones. Now, I don't know if that was because my mum said anything. I don't know if it's because my doctor was just refusing to give it to me because he didn't think that they'd diagnosed me right. I don't know. But at that particular time in my life was a little bit chaotic. I lived with another man who was my boyfriend at the time, he had his own problems, and we used to argue a lot, and life was financially difficult and stressful and just all over the place. And moving to a different doctor's to go through that was just weren't viable. So I kind of almost had like a mental breakdown and become really feminine. I had to go and work in an office because I had no work. And I had to, my mum said, you have to wear a skirt, and like, because of this particular, back then it was a little bit less. So you have to dress and act a certain way. So I went really feminine. I'd lost loads of weight because of the year before I was taking lots of drugs, and I think it was all connected. So I went really feminine for about 3 months. And then I had a relationship with a man that was platonic more than anything. It wasn't until the last year that I started sleeping. We swapped with a couple, and then I then went off with a girl after we'd decided that we'd have sex, because it's the only person I probably could have gone there with it. Anyway, and I warned him. I said, look, the moment we start having sex, I'm going to push you away because I'm not interested. So I did, ultimately, and that's when I met my current girlfriend, who I've been with for 23 years, who likes women, not men. So if I'd had a sex change, she wouldn't have been attracted to me. Well, it turns out, as life's gone on, I've slowly seen how transsexuals have been represented and spoken about. So being gay, people say to me all the time, oh, you're gay, it's easy now. No, it's like, someone who's black, right? Racism hasn't gone. They just do it behind a closed door. Homophobia hasn't gone. It's just done behind a closed door. So people can't say things to my face now for things have offended me, but they say it behind the closed doors. But people have said to me, oh, them transsexuals. And I'm like, and I'm looking at them thinking, you're talking to a fucking transsexual. So anyway, what's prompted this video is a person in the gym mentioned it. Also, in my video yesterday, I proposed to my friend with a ring in a working man's club, and the faces were like in the background. And I don't know if that was because it was a working man's club and they thought I was common, or if it's because they hate lesbians. I don't know, but you know. Anyway, that's irrelevant. So my mate, I was talking to my mate in the gym about it, and they happened to mention this Bud Light video, and then my other close mates just sent it to me, and I'm like, I can't diss it and I can't defend it. It is stupid, but I get where people are coming from, but I also get that the person who's made it, it's diversity. You know, there's lots of people with different things in it. You know, at the end of the day, as long as you're not fiddling with children, I don't care what your sexual preference is. If you act, hi, how are you? It does wind me up when men go, yeah. It winds me up, but it's funny also. I couldn't live with someone like that, but if that's how a person is, that's how a person. There's girls like that, for Christ's sake. You know, it's just, I find it difficult. So apparently they've lost a load of money because of this video, right? Which is, it's got to be, I'm sorry, men, but it's got to be you. It's got to be, oh my God, that's far too feminine. Oh, my masculinity. It's like, you know, being someone who goes to the gym and bodybuilds, and, you know, I've got big biceps and triceps, and it's, you know, it's clear I've got muscles. Some men, not all men, obviously, some men feel intimidated by it, and they don't like it. And, you know, there is elements of that out there. But with this transsexuality and people I've got two friends who've had sex changes and are now, who are men, and now lesbians. And to me, it was like, well, just be a straight man with a woman. But it is, they don't identify themselves, they don't feel like a woman, but they also fancy women. They don't feel like a man, but they also fancy women. Now, I can relate to that. For me, having a sex change was to be a straight man, so I could go out with a girl and be normal. And I don't know if that was part of the fact that I wasn't social. I don't like being a girl. Life would have been easier as a boy, 100%. But at the same time, I'm kind of almost. I'm glad I never had a sex change, because I don't know if I'd have any friends. I'd be so outcast. You're like, you know, being gay, you've got a selection of the fucking world that you can be attracted to. And it's really hard if you go into a gay bar these days, because there's more straight people in the gay bar than there are gay people. So when you chat someone up and they're like, oh, sorry, I'm straight, you're like, well, I shouldn't have to deal with that in a gay bar. That's the whole point of a fucking gay bar. You know, we've all got gaydars, but you chat someone up when they're the wrong, you know, you chat a straight person up, they can be offended by it, where it's a real fucking difficult one. So, although I think it's gone a bit too far with this diversity, that you must include this, you must include, it's kind of really, because there's people who are really offended, and there's other people who don't give a shit, and they're trying to find a line in between, and it's like this politically correctness crap. You don't have to include a transsexual in a beer advert to be diverse. It doesn't matter what sex someone is in an advert, or does it? Because that's how adverts work. I just have to, it's just really difficult for me to sort of like, and I say, I don't watch the telly, so I don't know, but people obviously tell you about things. It's like the Philip Schofield thing. Yeah, there's been a load of paedophilia in the fucking BBC, we know this, but Philip Schofield grooming. I've never heard anything so fucking stupid. I can't even look. I've not read any, I've not looked at it. I can't, because it just seems nonsensically dramatic and silly to me, you know? Gay men, and not just gay men as a whole, like the younger woman. Like, I personally, as a 50-year-old lesbian, I don't find women under 30 appealing. They look like girls to me. I don't find that attractive. But men do, because it's the innocence. And you'll find that they go quite, you know, the moment a woman looks sexually inviting, they're interested. And if that happens at 13, 14, men will go, oh God, I shouldn't be looking at a teenager. Oh. Yeah, and the gay scene, gay men, right? Gay men are so promiscuous, it's so sexualised. Not all gay men, but that's a lot of gay men get pissed off of it, because they just want to find someone to love and be normal. You know, when I went to Gran Canaria this year, It was bang in the middle of gay pride, and we went down to gay pride and I look around it. It's so sexualised. Oh my fucking God. Honestly, it's just one big fucking orgy. Now, there's a time and a place for that, but straight men don't really get it. But then, as a lesbian, right, and I know gay men as well who have this problem. Most of my gay male friends have slept with straight men who can't tell anyone. And I have been chatted up, well not chatted up, women have told me they fancy me who are straight. I've had more straight women fancy me than gay women. Okay? It's a thing. Me and Mark were like, oh, should we conversion party? Honestly, it's just, it's a real fucking difficult one. So, before you start having a go at people, but it doesn't matter what sexual preference they are, whether they're straight, gay, trans, whatever, how they identify, it's you know, have an opinion on it by all means, but it's the hate and the, I can't deal with it, and that's why I can't even, and I'm not even offended. It's just, it's unnecessary. What difference does it make who I'm fucking? And what difference does it make what sex I identify as? It doesn't affect you, so why would it be a problem? I've never quite got that. So I just had to put that out there because I have to defend my clan. So like peace, love and light. And if that loses me subscribers, then so be it. Go, because I'm not interested. Yeah? Peace, love and light.